Well. Good morning, everyone. Forecaster Josiah Acheampong here with your weather update. Today, we are expecting mostly clear conditions, and as we kick off this Thursday, you can see we're treated to this stunning sunrise as the sun eventually now starting to eclipse the horizon. Just a beautiful start to the day for what will be a beautiful stretch of weather that kicks off today. Now, taking a look at our current conditions, temperatures currently sitting in the 30s. It's 31 here in Amarillo, so sub freezing. Our winds are coming in from the west southwest at 11 miles an hour, and our dew point is at 18 this morning. Now, taking a look at our temperatures around the panhandle, while many of us are sitting in the 20s and 30s, 33 in Borger, 32 for Dumas, 39 in Clayton, 32 in Shamrock, and 30 in Childress. It's feeling more like the 20s and even teens in portions of the southern panhandle. For example, Tulia feeling like 16, 22 in Dalhart, 19 in Tucumcari, and 25 in Childress this morning. So you definitely want to bundle up as you start your day. However, as we take a look at our daily weather planner, you can see temperatures are on the rise today, this morning. After dipping down into the 20s and 30s this morning, we are off to the races later this afternoon. Could top out with highs approaching the upper 60s, and even some 70s can't be ruled out, especially for areas south and east later this afternoon. That's the really good news. And even better than that, we're looking at our winds not being much of a problem, although can't rule out some gusts as high as 20 or 25 miles an hour. So that's something to keep in mind, especially if you are doing anything outdoors. But again, nothing too severe, nothing too worried about. Just you'll notice the breeze when you step outside today. Looking at our forecast for the next 24 to 48 hours, you can see temperatures are unseasonably warm for this time of year. We're talking about highs 15 to nearly 20 degrees above average in the upper 60s and the low to mid 70s. And in fact, it gets even warmer as we head into the weekend. Taking a closer look at that weekend outlook, we're looking at highs in the mid to upper 70s over portions of the areas, and even upper 60s as a cold front. So a picture perfect weekend, above average highs. It honestly doesn't get better than that. This is perfect weather to go for a hike, go down to the canyon, or even just take a drive and enjoy the outdoor weather. Now, as we take a look at our model here, actually, I can run that back so we can take a look at our model. There we go. Let's run through our model and see what's going on through the lens of our model here. So as we head into this afternoon, we'll see temperatures rising into those upper 60s and then cooling down overnight. Heading into tomorrow morning, we'll bottom out into the 30s and then warming back up into the upper 60s, low to mid 70s, especially warmer for areas south and east. We'll be on the tail end of a front that's moving off to our east, but still nonetheless can't rule out a possible shift in our winds, but we'll still be warm nonetheless. Taking a look at our next weather maker as we head into this weekend and to early next week, we'll notice a disturbance pulling out of the Pacific and then eventually landing into portions of central Texas. Now, unfortunately, it will be to our south, so we may not tap into that moisture. Could bring some heavy rain over portions of East Texas, North Texas, as well as some severe weather possible for portions of the southeast coast. Then heading into late next week, as we approach near Valentine's Day or slightly before, there will be a disturbance moving through portions of the Rockies and then ejecting into portions of the plain. The question is the exact position. Now, what does fall will likely be rain. We're not dealing with an overly warm air mass. Models aren't too enthused about a cold outbreak, but it could bring some slightly cooler weather along with it. Now, taking a look at our 7 day tracker, what we're looking at are unseasonably warm conditions over the next several days. I mean, we're talking about a string of days where highs are in the 70s. Now, by no means are we near record breaking territory. In fact, many of our records are up into the 80s. So we're a bit steering clear from those record highs, but still, nonetheless, we're looking at abnormally warm conditions. We're looking at wall to wall sunshine, drier stretches of weather. Now, we should have an update, in fact, from our um, drought monitor. We can actually take a look at that really quickly. And in fact, with the latest drought monitor coming in, we could see the severe drought actually increasing over portions of Cottle County, portions of Hall County here. That's not good news. And in fact, as we stretch into these next 7 days, we're looking at limited amounts of moisture. So we're really hedging on the fact that we could possibly get some moisture next Thursday. So when we look at this outlook again, we will likely see an expansion of we'll see an expansion probably of at least these abnormally dry conditions, which have continued to edge north. Before, the Oklahoma Panhandle wasn't involved in this. It's now included in these abnormally dry conditions. While we did see some trimming of the moderate drought thanks to some of that snowfall, it doesn't look like it offered a lot of relief, especially for the southeastern panhandle. And you can see off to our east, Elk City, Hobart, Frederick. I know this is out of our viewing area, but this extreme drought, which is off into the distance, has actually expanded. So that's going to be something to watch out for. And as we take a look at much of the United States, you can see just much of Texas down through portions of Austin, San Antonio. You could see they are dealing with extreme levels of drought. You could see stretching from just east of El Paso through Lubbock and into the Panhandle into our viewing area. That's where we have these moderate to severe droughts starting to expand. But off to our east, off to our west, the main story has been the fact that Denver's snowpack, especially in the mountains, they have honestly had one of their slowest and driest starts to their winter season in terms of snowfall. And that's of concern because they are already dealing with drought that is expanding, extreme drought, even portions of the higher peaks dealing with exceptional drought just west of Denver. We can look into there for those who are interested in the slopes there. Uh, Aspen, you could see included in that extreme to exceptional drought there. They need the snow. And right now, the current pattern has not been favorable. That's the La Nina pattern, which looks like it's slowly starting to taper away, but still, nonetheless, they could use the snow because heading into the spring, they use that snowfall, as many of us know, spring into the summer to support the water resources. It almost acts like a reservoir. So when they don't have enough snow, it's not good news, and it spells possibly expansion of their drought, especially over portions of central and western portions of Colorado. And they could use it because the Colorado River is already running abnormally low. This isn't of good news, and for us, you could see right now we're dealing with abnormally dry conditions, but of course, we'll keep an eye out to see if these drought conditions continue to expand over the next several weeks. Now, I hope you all take care, have a great rest of your day, and enjoy.